Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to
I always forget to use mine until
SWTOR
after
Ops
the
Night.
boss.
So we're doing Gods of the Machine tonight. I'm healing, so
There's a
probably a
cargo
little
hold
less
if anybody needs
action-packed.
one.
I also have not healed in a while, and I just switched to full screen, so now these are all messed up. Let's fix that. Okay, here we go. Alright, I'm ready.
Okay.
Show me your rage! You fight with rage!
Yeah, so I'm healing tonight, so
Commence
be
combat
a bit of a different experience. It'll probably be somewhat similar to the sniper, actually, I guess.
Witness their struggle!
They are not worthy of your rage.
You speak truth! Already they crumble!
Alright.
No one escapes my fury!
Oh, come on.
Raise in the front.
Where is your rage? Their sacrifice fuels me. I am a god. I cannot fall.
Justices, if you do a hard stun on them, their shield goes down and makes it easier to DPS.
None can harm a god. You are a sacrifice, nothing more. My fuel boils.
That was quick.
Okay.
Most
Yeah,
of
so
the
as you
mobile
guys can
ones
probably
sitting up
tell,
and stuff.
healing is quite a bit more
Raise towards the
underwhelming,
back.
especially when we're
Where is your
in story mode anyway. Wait,
boils? Rage! Fury!
It's 30.
30%.
After this wave.
No one escapes my fury! I rage! I destroy!
Okay, all the TS on the ball.
So small! So
okay. Is this going down fast here?
9 stat.
Yep, nobody kill it.
Come on. No.
you are a sacrifice, nothing more! You are a sacrifice, nothing more!
And there we go, he's down. So as you can probably tell, this is more underwhelming healing, but you know what? I haven't healed in a while, so it's not a super big deal.
Very nice.
There we go. Okay. Did it.
I also forgot my boost.
Flamed Ochren. Ooh, don't have one of those. What's the Tith control module? I've never seen that drop.
You can walk around on Islcath as Tithe.
If you have enough power shards.
Okay.
Whee!
And how are my relics? Yes, I could use one. Oh, I got it. Cool.
Quickest way down is to die.
Let's see, what are we gonna get? Oh, I got all this stuff again. Blah, blah,
It just
blah.
doesn't feel right after killing that big boss.
I'll take the enhancement. Need the rest. And let's go back. Okay.
That's funny. It said sticky to suns.
Where did it say that?
Sticky Suns?
Yeah, on my screen instead of the B, it had put 2 S's.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because
It's trying to censor me.
Well, sure.
In German, it's an S set. That means
Yeah,
2
for sure.
S's.
yeah, and with the way to type it when you have a non-international keyboard, you double type the S.
So in this section, we've got these optimization droids that need interrupting as well.
Don't forget that preservation where they'll be coming down. I'll mark him.
Yep, the second preservation will be coming down the ramp there.
He's marked.
Who called me out for using mouse? My video? Who did that?
Me.
Made me all subconscious now.
Well, like using a mouse instead of keybinding?
No, I click my abilities on DPS.
Yeah, I don't keybind.
Oh, so I'm not the only one. Okay.
I don't keybind.
Yeah,
only
I
have-
don't,
Clicker.
I don't keybind, and I've been known to have good numbers from time to time. So it's totally doable.
Yep, if it's good enough for Wyllym.
Good numbers from time to time. How about excellent numbers from time to time?
Have excellent numbers always.
Oh, okay, good. I enabled the hide mouse setting on my recording after you said that. Although I don't think it makes much of a difference. The SWTOR like mouse overlay vector.
The only time I don't click is when I'm healing.
I mean, I'll sometimes use my like 2, 3, 4, 5 keys pretty frequently, but that's really it.
Yep, that's about the extent of my keybinding.
Like if I'm moving while strafing, I'll use those. Only time it's really a big help is if you're trying to like get a big burst, you're trying to hit like multiple offensive cooldowns, plus a raid buff, plus an adrenal. It's almost impossible to do all that quite as fast as key bindings. You maybe lose a little bit there, but not enough to matter.
Not that what I do
Pleased
is
to know
optimal
I
either.
predominantly use key bindings for healing. Although I've been DPSing so much lately, I keep having a tendency to going back and clicking.
Threat detected. They draw closer.
Oh, that's right, I gotta...
I play on a laptop,
Yeah, I don't
so
really-
I don't have a mouse.
Come on. Where is it? Oh, there we go.
So my movement is all with the arrow keys.
Oh, is this the fight where I needed to know a healing mechanic?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll need an explanation. Subbing in for Kyo.
I might benefit from it as well. Of the 5 bosses, even though it's only the second one, for some reason, the one I have the most difficulty remembering is Wyllym, isn't he?
I've done this boss fight specifically, just not healing.
Even I've healed this fight.
Well, I haven't been healing
Penny,
in
you healed
quite
this
a long
fight?
time.
Yep.
Yeah, the first or second time we downed it.
Nice.
When it was still the last boss in the op, when it was only 2 bosses, we were doing an imp side and we didn't have a second healer. So I got drafted to healing. It was pretty much an emergency situation, which is the only time I bring out a healer.
Unless it's a fun run.
Unless it's a run to where everybody's supposed to be incompetent on purpose.
Left, north, right, south.
I see their hearts. They seek our power, sister. No mortal will possess our
Okay, healers pick a side.
My daughters, protect what is ours.
Or pick an end, I should say.
Unworthy trespasser, you will burn in our zealous flame.
Well, you guys should be ecstatic to know I do not have a pod racer on this character.
Nice.
You know, funnily enough, that is the only character that I have a pod racer unlocked on.
Okay, so healers at the ends.
Oh, okay. So I need to be over here.
Yeah, right there.
So,
Jerit,
Over
you
here?
go right there.
So
You guys like
the
my-
codexes at the points of the diamond here, where we're having the healer stand, have they're the ones that have the rectangular blue telegraph or red telegraph, their glare ability. That will aggro onto the closest person who is either the opposite color from what they are or hasn't chosen a color. So the healers should pick up their little clicky things from the codex after it's destroyed, just like anybody else. But don't choose a color yet. That way the codex will aggro on you, which is what you want to do. And then your job is to always be the opposite color from what the glare droid is, so that it aggroes to you and shoots the beam at whatever you're standing. Now, you will see it change color from what it was, and then you don't change color right away. You stay whatever color you are, so that you're the opposite of the glare of the codex, and then, or the glare droid, I mean, and then it'll throw out its telegraph, and you'll have a few seconds to change to the proper color. You basically want to stand as close to the edge here of the diamond, so that the telegraph is going down the side of the diamond. And it'll avoid as many people as possible. And then at phase changes between the boss droids, you will you just have to pay attention to the buff bar for the glare droids, because it'll tell you, it'll flip from to some other color, and you'll have to make sure you're the opposite color before it starts to aggro.
Okay. And there's only 2 colors, right?
Red and blue.
Okay, neat.
So, Penny, you might want to just give Jared a quick rundown.
Yeah, for some of the fight overall is we start out each killing the codex we're standing next to, and it'll drop a temporary bar. You pick that thing up and you'll get a temporary bar with a red and a blue thing on it. Eventually what happens is you want to be able to match color to whatever you're standing in. So there'll be circles on the ground, there'll be telegraphs, linear telegraphs on the ground, and you want to be the same color as whatever you're standing in, and that'll mitigate any damage you would take from it. So we kill these codexes, then we burn the nexus down to 50%, and then the 2 bosses come out, one in each half of the diamond here. They're pretty straightforward. Again, there'll be colors on the ground, they'll throw out circles and good call. There'll be circles and lines on the ground. We just DPS them down. DPS, you want to try and maintain aggro on there'll be a countermeasures droid standing here where the codex was, and you want to try and maintain aggro on that. You'll see it do a little animation it'll reset aggro from time to time, and you want to re-pick it up. Just enough shots to get it back on you, and then back to the boss. If you kill it, it'll just respawn, so don't bother burning it down. Just keep it mad at you. What's the first one? Like, I don't have the numbers in my head anymore.
70.
67?
70-ish%. As each boss reaches 70-ish%, they'll shield up and go immune until the other boss does the same. Once they're both shielded, they both unshield, and then we keep burning them. Again, down to about 30-ish%, I want to say. Same thing again. They'll each shield. Once they're both shielded, then the phase pushes. In the last phase, there'll be a large laser beam sweeping across the whole floor, and it's super important that we match colors to that, because they hurt a lot.
If you really hate your healers, don't change.
Right at the end, we want to pause DPS at about 7%, and then push them at the same time, because they do a channel, and we want to try and kill them before they finish that channel. So save raid buffs until they start that channel right at the end at about 6%.
That's very true.
The only thing I'd add, Jared, is that the colors are red and blue, but the red thing that you have to avoid looks more yellow.
It's kind of orange.
Amber. Ready.
Okay, let's tank start.
Wait,
Okay, here we go.
You will never take what belongs to the gods!
Oh, I need DPS down. Oh shoot. Okay. Oh, my bar's all out of shape.
So don't try and steer this beam, just eat
Sure,
it.
you need to pick up this polarity module thing with the arrow behind you. Yep, there.
Yeah, that's your temporary bar.
yeah, that's the little temporary bar with the red and
Oh, okay. There we go. Wait, that's
Are
right.
your judgment. Your life is mine!
If you get stuck in a beam and a circle, if you get stuck in a beam and a circle of opposite colors, match color with the beam because it's the one that hurts more. Can we get a res on Sticky Buns there? You see resible?
I got a beam coming at me. I'm gonna wait until it goes away.
shielded over here.
Healing here. Ouch.
Shielded here.
I hunger for
72.
your power.
Oh shit. Red shot.
I see your desire to win. No, you will fail. Yes! Show me the fire within you.
Yeah, you died there, Jerit, because you were the opposite color
Blue.
when the beam hit you.
Red. You can't really get out of the beam.
No, if it's on you, it's gonna follow you. You just have to match color with it.
Yeah, I always have to match.
You get a res up in about 20 seconds.
Everyone
Blue. The beams take precedence over the circle for colors. The circles hurt a lot less.
You know, the circles, the beams can just about one-shot you.
Red.
Red.
Okay, res going out.
Blue.
Okay, we're at 8%.
Okay, res going out.
Blue.
Passion, it burns.
Red buffs.
I cannot be weaker than a mortal.
Your DPS is good enough, you can kill them during that channel. They reset a little bit of health.
Inferior.
Blue.
You are a worthy.
Ooh, we did it.
Nice job,
Okay.
everybody.
The daughters of passion and envy are yours, but your journey is
Ooh,
not
second
over.
boss down. That's on that. Also, chest plate. It is 236. We do not need that. What am I gonna get? I'll take that. Ooh, command boost. Thank you. Get anything? No. Oh. You know, it's so disappointing after a hard-fought boss battle. The group then jumps off the side of a cliff. Alright, here we go.
In here we can shortcut a little bit by jumping down here.
That was a rather nice trail.
It was, wasn't it?
Watch out for mines that are invisible.
Like this one?
If the circle lights up, then we get out of the circle. There's a mine and some mobs at the bottom of that shaft, so don't jump all the way down.
Oh. Oh no! Oh! He lived. Wow. Oh, you can scavenge the cloaking mine. Well, I'm going to neglect my healing duties to scavenge. Let's just go. Alright. Credits. Getting barely any. Oh wait, we're supposed to go this way, aren't we? Uh-oh.
If you hard stun those, they delete
Snelly.
blowing up.
And here we are, I believe.
Let me shred them, Origin Mother. Let me tear.
Activating containment protocol. You will not engage them.
Whoa. Okay, so he's...
Alright, Jerit. So the shtick of this boss is that he is stealthed. The only way for you to see him is either be in melee range or to use the candle ability. Now, the candle is this thing in yellow that Reg is sitting on top of. That's clickable. When someone picks that up, they will get a temporary ability bar, just like that thing you had in the last fight. That will have 3 abilities on it. One is the one that's the furthest to the left, so in the first box, is the ability that reveals the boss. Once you do that, the ability will get placed on a 60-second cooldown. So, but the reveal only lasts for 12 seconds. So the whole idea during the fight is that you have to pass around the candle amongst the other DPS. And so that's where the second ability comes in, which is the pass ability. And then the third ability drops it on the floor, which you generally don't want to do. It'll also drop on the floor if you die. And so it becomes the job of the DPS, particularly since you guys are all ranged, to reveal the boss, because the tanks really can't do it, because they have other things they have to manage. Plus, it has that 60-second cooldown anyway.
To pass it, yeah, click on a player and then click
Yeah,
pass.
just like if you ever done
Yes.
Hutball, it's just like passing the Hutball.
Right, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we'll have the candle. Reg will start the fight by picking it up, and then once he uses it, he'll pass it to Telvanek. Telvanek will pass it to Jerit, Jerit to Ochren, and then back to Reg.
And then if we can't see, we'll call out, and then that person who has the candle just click it and pass. If you look above
Yeah,
the boss,
pass it right away after clicking it.
if you look above the boss's head, there'll be like a yellow sun or a circle. That tells you that I think he's invisible at that point, isn't he? Or is he
But he's
visible?
visible.
No, that means that he's revealed.
Okay, yeah. There's a yellow circle above the boss's head. He's revealed. If you don't see that and you have the candle, then that means you have to click it.
Yeah, the person
Okay.
who's holding the candle can always see the boss. So if you can see the boss and you're holding the candle, but he doesn't have the yellow circle above his head, then he's invisible to everyone else. So don't be shy about calling out when he's invisible.
Okay.
So the first phase will take place inside these pillars here. Since everyone's ranged, what's gonna happen is all the DPS and heals will stack up inside the central circle. Pyro, do you want to do the boss, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I can do it. Because I think with the Force Wave, you'll be better able to move the pins.
Okay.
You can get more pins at once. I can only push one at a time, so.
That's right. So these grates will be lighting up with blue fire. Like half of them at a time will be blue and the other half will be empty, so you can always be standing on the non-blue ones. But it doesn't matter, of course, because ranged can all just stay in the central circle. And we will be taking the boss around about this circle like this. He'll be putting down blue circles on the floor. Basically, always stay out of blue stuff on the floor.
Much like Frankenstein, fire bad.
Fire bad. There'll be pins, and stay out of those circles. It's kind of like the mines that we just had on the way here. But they will stun you and cause you to have aggro on the boss for the entire duration that you're stunned. So it's really, really bad if you stand in it. They will die in the fire, so I will be trying to push the pins onto the vents that are on fire. At, what is it, 65%?
About that,
It's
yeah.
been so long since I've done this. I think it's
67 or
65.
65, something like that.
Is that the green beam?
Everybody needs to come over here. There'll be a bunch of things will happen at that point. So there'll be 2 power couplings on the bridge here, on these 2 little bridges, and those are immediate priority to kill. They won't actually go all the way down. They'll still look alive, but as long as they have 0 health, they're fine. We've done our job. The other thing that happens is that we will be getting, because it's a singularity in the center of the room, we'll start getting pulled into the center. So what happens is that a white circle will start on the outside of the room and shrink towards the center. Once it reaches the center, we'll all get yanked in towards the center. So from that point on, basically, you want to be hiding behind the pillars here, and they'll break your fall, or they will block the pull in towards the center. So we will be, in this next phase, we will be cutting him around from pillar to pillar, basically. Also, at that spot, 65%, we want to pass the candles to the tank, to one of the tanks, because he will start sniping us. Whoever's holding the candle will be getting the snipes, and it does a stacking debuff, which DPS can't survive too many hits. So just pass it to one of us, and then we'll each eat like 2 shots from it, and then pass it back into the DPS. In the next phase, there will be, like I said, we'll be moving him from pillar to pillar as the floor junks up with the blue circles. Like, he'll drop a blue circle, and then we'll move to the next pillar. In between poles, in between those white circle poles. Then what happens is we'll be fighting the boss as we move around the circle, and also there will be rail turrets that will be spawned around here and there on the outside. And it's... what pushes the next phase is interesting because it's not based on the boss's health, it's based on getting the rail turrets pulled into the center. What we do is we DPS them down. Once they reach 40% or so, they will shield and go immune, but they will also become susceptible to physics. So they will get pulled in when the pulls happen. Once we get about half a dozen of those things disabled and pulled in, then the trigger happens for the last phase.
I think
In
it's
the
6,
last
isn't it?
phase, I think it's about 6. For the last phase, what'll happen is that the gravity pulls will stop happening. The boss's stealth will stop happening, so we don't have to be doing the candle anymore. What will start happening is the floor will start electrifying around us. So we move him around the circle, keep moving him around the circle, reasonably slowly, just keeping ahead of the electrical floor. The other thing that happens is that a red circle will be expanding from the middle, starting at about the level of the pillars here. And that will be growing and crowding us off the floor. Like, we have basically... we want to stay outside that red circle. So it's pushing us around, the floor is pushing us around, and the red circle is pushing us outwards. That's kind of basically a soft and rain. Does that all make sense?
Good, I can clean this up.
So
Oh,
DPS priority will be the rail turrets once they're out.
Tell that either, of course. Okay, well, whatever. We're ready.
Alright, pull in.
Okay, here we go.
No, son of Shadow. Stand down.
Mortals, let us play a game. Let me tear into you.
Okay. I thought this would be easy. Oh.
Invisible. Invisible.
Indivisible.
Oh, I walked into it.
Invisible.
Okay, he's
Oh, there he
resetting.
is.
What triggers this reset? Is it based on health or?
Yeah.
I think so.
Invisible.
Come on. Don't die. Don't die. Dying is bad. Oh, Pyro. There we go.
Invisible.
Invisible.
Okay, everybody get ready to go to the northwest of the map. Top left. There it is.
Cannot harm a shadow.
Candle to one of the tanks. Everybody hide behind the pillar. DPS the power couplings.
Couplings are dead.
So that strike that he's using hits anyone in its way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so DPS, pass the candle back into the DPS.
Is my unchained power, Mother?
I see only chaos and apathy.
It also kills the ads, which is handy.
Alright.
Out of the
Indivisible.
I'll do that.
As you're walking backwards, Jaret, you gotta watch out for
Bridge
holes.
bus.
Jeez. Okay.
Okay, real turret just behind the box.
I got it.
Bridge.
Gotta go.
Okay, keep it moving. My thing is I normally move him from pillar to pillar in between poles. Real turret right next to the boss.
still a little high. Should back up in the dirt a little.
Taking a lot of damage. Are we getting the turrets down fast enough?
We were.
Oh, come on.
A lot of damage.
Once they
It's
are alive for
extermination.
long enough, they start
Then
one-shotting
raid.
people. They start getting
Yeah,
really
we're not-
powerful.
Yeah, we probably need 2 people on them then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Agree.
shoot. Well, that's a wipe.
Each time they get a shot off, they get a stack, and the more stacks they have, the more powerful they are.
Is there any particular reason why we wouldn't just have all DPS just go kill them all at once? Is there a mechanic that would make that
Because
a bad
then
idea?
the boss has way too much health during the last phase, and you have a limited amount of time and space to do the last phase.
Gotcha.
So you basically need 2 and 2.
If your DPS is good enough on the boss, is fast enough on the boss, then you can just kill the turrets as fast as you can. If your DPS is slow on the boss, then you can, as a gimmick, you can, once they become susceptible, once the turrets become susceptible to physics, then you can actually knock them over. And that keeps them from getting pulled in and keeps them from contributing to pushing you forward.
But if you do that, then you start getting ads.
I did find there's a bit more hard mode, almost like nightmare mode-ish mechanics that have come in lately.
So my thing is normally, every time he does a pull, every time the room does a pull on us, I move to the next pillar. And that way we're typically moving quick enough to get to all the turrets. As long as we get all the turrets as we pass them. Like, if we stay in one place too long, then we're not... Then the turrets on the opposite side of the room will get too powerful.
Oh. Back.
So it almost feels like the optimal way to do it then is that if there's one DPS killing turrets and then the rest of the group is just moving from pillar to pillar, the other DPS, presumably a DPS that can self-heal, would move in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
So that they kill the ones we would get last.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me shred them, Origin Mother.
Like, this fight seems fairly straightforward for a healer. There's just a lot of outgoing damage.
Yeah, I mean, at first it wasn't bad, but towards the end there.
Yeah, well, once those turrets get fully charged, they're basically one-shotting us.
Those extermination droids don't help either.
No.
Fortunately, I can't do much to prevent a one-shot.
And you can actually interrupt the turrets as well. Like, they're doing a long cast called Rail Shot.
I am unchained.
No, son of Shadow. Stand down.
Mortals, let us play a game.
You don't have to use the candle until this preparing the field goes off.
Let me tear into you.
Invisible.
Invisible.
Visible.
Invisible. Invisible.
Resetting.
Invisible. Invisible. Invisible.
Okay, get ready. There we go.
Cannot harm a shadow.
Okay, help with the tank.
Already done.
Okay. Cool.
Extermination droid attack.
Okay, can go back to the DS.
Jared, don't stand in the electrified ground. There you go.
Stealth protocols engaged. You will fall before me.
Your siblings thought the same. Now they lie in ruin.
Okay, so let's try to move in after each pull. Also try and tank him towards the outer edge. Go turret behind the boss.
I interrupted the turret.
My shadows multiply. disembodied.
Getting close. That's it.
Yep.
My shadow.
Okay, no more stealth. Range, try and stay ahead of the boss. And move him reasonably.
Watch that.
And watch the red circle from the inside.
Well, I've been so quiet for this. So interesting. Oh, interesting, but not really this one. You tend to go later on healer. For what I've made.
Bridge is coming.
Gobi's here.
Bridges.
Slow down a little. We only have one ring around here to... That's it, we're running out of room right ahead of us. Rebuffs everything we have.
Come on. Come on!
Percent in there.
Oh no!
0%.
Death means nothing.
No!
15k, 10k!
Horrible
Oh!
person.
Oh my gosh!
You're welcome.
Still counts.
Not enraged.
I have no clue how much healing I did there at the end. Oh my gosh. I never want to heal on my own.
That's a little hectic with that circle.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we took him around a little bit too fast, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And the turrets, we
We did miss a few,
yeah.
we did miss a few spots on the floor that we need to get. Make sure every spot line lights up. And I'm dead at the bottom of the shaft.
Whereabouts are you? Oh yeah, we had to release him.
I fell down the shaft.
Should have still put you on back on the platform though. That's where Balance Madness is nice because you can survive a bit.
Yeah, all those self heals.
Yeah.
That's a disintegrate if I've ever seen one. What do we got here?
I don't know if that's why maybe they nerfed
need
balance. Like, so it's so weak for compared to all the other dot specs because its self heals are so strong. They figure that it'd be unbalanced if it were stronger. I don't know.
Balanced would be unbalanced.
I know, right?
That is among my favorite fights in the game right now.
And after a triumphant victory with one man left standing, we now must jump off the edge and die.
Hopefully we can beat Skybo with a little bit more authority, but that's certainly not a
Right.
guarantee.
I don't think I've ever fought Skyvo.
I feel like Skyva is easier than Nahut, quite honestly.
We can bypass if we
For,
will.
for healers, for DPS, for tank, or in general.
Probably all the above, quite honestly.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
If you follow my trail, we can bypass the first guy.
What?
Oh, whoa. That's pretty darn stealthy.
I've done a few of these runs lately, so learn the tricks.
Ooh, guys, now I can do some, like, really clickbait thing, like, one man versus ops boss. Who will win?
Around here, Pyro.
Well, Skybo was down to me
Nope,
and
other way.
Renkoshi, I think.
This
last time.
way.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna find out I wasn't recording this whole time.
Oh.
Or it, like, crashed or something.
Hey, Penny, it seems like lately
And the
our,
other one snuck up on us.
it seems like lately our ops, especially on Dodge from the Machine, seems to come down to one person.
Oh, we've got 2 of them now.
I'm sad it can't be me, because I'm healing.
Oh god, plus the one at the top of the ramp.
You got it, guys. Don't worry. I'm not gonna heal, I'll just give moral support.
That'll help.
That's basically what the healer is here for, right?
Is that why we all died in the last fight?
No, that's why we won in the last fight. Hey, I was... Hey, next time we lose our, one of our healers, I can just not heal then.
I'm just teasing.
I know.
Does Nahut have a conal?
Yeah, somewhat.
Pretty sure that's what ended up catching me during that burn phase. First I just thought it was the damage from the electrified floors, but then that did kill everyone quite else quite as fast.
Yeah, yeah. Thing, you know, at all. Really not. Okay.
Okay, this is going to be the first of 2 sort of puzzle areas. We need everybody clicking on this button.
Oh, is this a team building exercise?
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I guess
Actually-
ops in general kind of are, aren't they?
As long as you have a tank standing right here, the aggro will stay on the tank, not the person clicking.
It's actually possible to get across there and get to him without the raid.
I remember you did that.
Leap of faith.
Why does this one drop like green gear? Why did it drop that?
It's just random.
was about to say already my brains for seconds. It's so bad in this area.
Do we want to do the mini boss in case we don't one-shot Skybound?
Yeah,
Yes.
so I can get some good DPS going there.
Me boss. Never done that.
Instead of running this back through this whole area, just minus the ads, by clearing it, it makes the run back like 5 seconds or something.
You know, you need to stack it against the door.
Yeah, nobody touch the door. We just all need to pile up against it.
This door will one-shot you.
Okay, in. Pile up against the next door.
Stack against the door again.
Yeah. Be very careful with these doors. Try to pile right up against it.
You have to be careful with the doors.
Comes down
Because
and
they'll one-shot you when they come back down.
Really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So do you think that's intended or just broken?
Both.
It's not the first time they've had doors that can kill you.
It's not broken, it's a feature.
The entrance to Sparky has been known to kill people before in Ravagers.
Has it? Interesting.
Yeah, if you're standing right where it comes down, when you pull the boss, it absolutely will kill you. The Jawa run this probably, I don't know, a year or 2 years ago or something, where like both healers got door bossed.
Okay, be very careful with these. Okay, in this section, we all need to be piled up underneath this bubble. Whoa, what is going on? Alright, nobody push the button while they're doing that.
How did you get over there, Reg? Did they pull you?
Yep. Pyro, follow me. We can head into here.
Are we, like, not doing the...
Yep. Okay, now start clicking. Sniper can't get us in here.
Okay. Everybody stay under the bubble.
Oh, I have the bubble. Okay.
Okay. You can pass it. There's a button. You have a.
Ah, there's no need.
It hurts to carry it. Yeah.
That was
What? What did I...
Never seen that before.
You guys broke it.
Broke the interwebs.
Saw that. Gotta stay inside the bubble.
This is intense gameplay. It like only lasts so long? Is that what happened?
There is a timeout for this section, but I don't see that that's what happened to us.
Uh-oh.
what in the world?
I got pulled and then shot.
Yeah, we shouldn't, like, engage him from far away.
Alright. Well, so did you guys get tossed off the edge? No reses?
Yep.
No reses.
No reses. Down to the button.
Keep going. All kinds of features in this area.
Yep.
So wait, how many of us are left?
5.
Oh.
We're fine.
And I guess we got at least one of everything, so...
Transferring to you, Penny.
I'm guessing those stacks and managing those is a much bigger pain in hard mode. It's fairly trivial story. Something like hard mode mechanics, even for trash.
The sniper's pretty good at his job. He doesn't miss. Does this guy have knockback capabilities as well?
Nope.
He's just a win with a big gun.
Oh, do we need to stay in the shield still, or no?
Nope. No, that's the guy. That was the danger.
Okay, Barry, you can jump down and res us.
I find it really annoying how they put these little gaps between these platforms, which means it's possible to jump your way up, but it is very tricky.
Oh my.
Like that.
Whoa. Huh, so that's what that key does, huh?
Thank you.
Oh, okay, so one of the buttons on my mouse makes me run, and I can't stop unless I click that exact button again.
The
Whoa.
auto run, yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that
And
button.
that's what you did last night with the pod racing.
No, that wasn't. That was just poor judgment of
You
how
had it
long
out.
I held the the forward button. Vindictive mine layer.
Yeah.
The robot, though. How is it vindictive?
So this is where we'll come out now if we come back in, if we lose on Skyba.
Oh, are we on to Skyba now?
Yep.
I don't think I've done this fight. It's fine. I got this.
It's pretty heavy.
Especially since they added those mechanics in.
No, it's...
Mechanics are-
Well, there's gravity mechanics in the fight, which aren't as relevant in story mode, but you might get yourself flung up through the air.
I thought you were making like a bridge boss joke.
You dismantled the children.
No, there are
Gravity
mechanics.
mechanics. Okay.
There are gravity mechanics.
Children in need of guidance. But I comprehend your potential as they could not.
See that the buff we get, I guess, for
Neutralized.
there's a Mind Slayer, you've killed the loneliest Mind Layer.
Yeah.
So this fight.
So
Is this
this
the last
fight
fight?
starts with this.
Oh no.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ooh.
The fun is
So
only
this
just
fight
beginning.
starts with this Omega Protocol droid. That's the first thing, obviously. We want to absolutely interrupt everything he does. He'll have a shield around him that we want to stay inside. Also, there will be little droids coming from the sides, which are really irritating. So we will sort of alternate AoE taunts as necessary to keep those off of everybody else. There will be blue beams targeting us and then turning into lasers, and I believe, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that we need to, if you have a blue beam on you, make sure that the laser is going to hit that droid. Because he stops taking damage every now and again, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with those lasers hitting him to make him vulnerable again. Once he goes down, what we have is a bunch of stuff spawns in. The only things we care about are a rail turret that spawns over here, and another one over here. We want to, by and large, have everybody stay on this half of the room. So ranged will stay, once we're burning the one opposite me, range will stay over here regardless. Melee will stay on this side and work on this turret over here. While we're fighting those turrets, the boss will come down and wind up landing in the center, and at that point we want to move. Whoa, don't get too close to that droid.
Just don't jump on a pod racer and you should be fine.
Once the boss comes down, we want to get inside the green circle, because there'll be a big blue barrier that goes up around the edge of it, which will one-shot you if you try to go through it. We can still DPS the turrets through that barrier, so we want to get those down and then start working on the boss. The inside of the circles, you can see the circle is divided into kind of rings. divided by those green lines. And there will be sections of it, of the floor inside, that will be purple, and those will rotate around, and we want to basically stand not on the purple parts. There will be 3 orbs circling the boss, and you want to stay away from those if they're glowing red. If they're not glowing red, they're fine. She also does an immensely wide conal called... I forget what it's called, but try and stay out of that. She will be doing lots of different abilities. 2 of the key ones are atomic scattering, which, when she does this atomic scattering, you want to be on this side of the room, if you can. There'll be an arrow above your head, and it'll switch to pointing upwards or downwards, depending on which half of the room you're in. On this side of the room over here, I believe that it points downwards, and on this side, I believe it points upwards. So when she does atomic scattering, you want it to be pointing downwards. Is that right? Because when she does... No, you want to be pointing upwards when she does atomic scattering, which I think is this side. And when she does upheaval, you want your arrow to be pointing downwards, your gravity to be stronger against the upheaval. Otherwise, you get tossed up in the air. So you want to be over here for upheaval, and on this side for atomic scattering. She does a bunch of other stuff, which I don't really understand very well. Once she hits 30%, she'll do a verbal cue saying, "I will avenge my godchildren," and then all hell will break loose. She will start putting red circles under people's feet, and you want to be running like mad, because they will basically one-shot you. That lasts for 10 seconds, and then she goes back to doing her regular stuff, and then from then on, she will occasionally do it's called Extinction Protocol, which is that exact same ability again, but she won't verbally cue it anymore. So when she does Extinction Protocol, that means run, 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 run. Otherwise, burn, burn, burn. Starting at 30%. It's tough to say, because the last time we did it, they did add a floor swirly part, purple floor swirly, inside the central hexagon. So I don't know. I've never been one to stack under there. I've always been one to run away from it, so I don't know how survivable that is right now. But yeah, it was a new thing for us last time that they had purple stuff in the central hexagon. But stack up under there if you feel like it and see what happens. So again, we want to interrupt this thing, this first droid, as much as we can.
Call it interrupts. I got the first one.
I got that one.
I got that one.
I got that one.
I'm next. Yeah, we can't.
And I got that one. Thank you.
Weird though.
There we go.
Your strength is formidable.
Good job.
Real nice.
Range can maybe start with the far one. Because melee should be staying over here. Again, stay on this half of the room.
interesting. One of those abilities that's happening out there is a big heal.
I do not wish to destroy you. The dragon demands it.
Here comes the boss.
I will guide you to your destruction.
Everybody in the middle. We got both turrets down.
Jump purple. Those orbs are blue, you're okay. When they're purple, they're not. Drop the electrified ground.
I think when she does Ignite Core, you want to get out from the middle.
Yeah. Percent.
At 30, she's going to start doing that red circle phase, so get ready to run.
$32, $31.
On your dancing shoe.
There it is.
Children.
Don't worry about the purple floor. Just stay out of the circles. Okay, burn.
Great buffs.
Get ready for extinction protocol again. There it is.
There it is.
Run. Okay, burn.
Hang on, guys.
And there we go.
Winner, chicken dinner.
It's better than last time.
Yep.
The source is extinguished.
You know why? Because we killed the mini boss.
Exactly.
We didn't do
I
that
know,
last
right?
time.
Oh yeah, I checked before this fight. Good news, I have been recording.
Nice.
No, right? Nailed it.
Okay, so if we want to fight Isaacs, we're here for at least another half hour. Is everybody able and willing to stay?
I'm fine.
Sure.
Yep.
Oh, is it that long of a fight?
Can be.
The fight itself is about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And there's another puzzle area between us and the boss.
We should definitely take that.
Has anyone gotten the achievement for just using 3 of the drones?
No.
Are we going? We're going straight to the galactic signal product.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in. We'll take a break. Let's come back in just a few minutes.
Have you seen how it's done?
From what I understand, you gotta basically pull 3 of them along while bouncing the beam between them.
Ugh. Pass. Let's see who's back. If we have enough people, we can just get this section done.
Close enough. I'll grab the tether. Don't hit these turrets yet.
We're still in combat anyway.
And the beam hurts. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that beam didn't use to hurt. Okay, I'll take the first one.
I'll take the second one. Good.
Did they buff the damage from those lasers?
I think
I don't
it's
think the laser itself used to hurt.
I think it's like hard mode or nightmare mode mechanics. For some reasons they're saying that there might be a nightmare mode for this hidden somewhere. And I think the mechanics are bleeding through. Okay, we can keep going.
Alright. Let's get back to it. It appears they already went on. Start.
Yeah, if you look at the lockouts screen, it has icons for nightmare mode.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I said, they weren't going to do that.
Could just be a bug.
Okay, now for the puzzle. How many more do you need?
This is the last one.
Okay.
So do you want to grab the third one and hit it and come up here, and I'll do the last one?
The third one?
The one by Wyllym there. And then come up here. And everybody else down by the laser gates need somebody at the first one. Actually, Ochren, can you hit the first one and stand by the vents there where the second one is? And then tell Nick, can you hit the one by the vents and stand by Wyllym, please? And everybody else down at the DPS marker, they've been having issues with line of sight lately, so.
Okay, it's shooting you, that's good. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Here it comes.
There we go, we're good.
There it is.
Alright, everybody up and marvel at the sight of Isaacs.
Roger that,
Get
Commander.
ready. Look at the size of that thing.
Kamehameha.
Do not touch the red button.
Alright, so the main thing to remember, tanks, is you want to stay on top of the aggro table, especially for the second phase.
So, the short explanation. Who am I kidding? A really, really long explanation. So, phase 1 starts with us trapped inside this force field.
Alddoras need to be over here.
Ah, okay.
It didn't used to blow up like that.
No, he used to let you in further.
So, tanks will be over here, right next to the wall. DPS and heals will be stacked up over here, like a third of a circle away. And he'll be putting down some colored smashy parts on the floor, so just stay just outside of that.
You basically want to stay right at this corner right here. That's. I almost wonder if they put it there to kind of show us where we need to
Interesting.
be.
Periodically, someone will get Induction Cascade, which will be a blue debuff, which after a few seconds will turn into blue circles, which will be smashing and doing local AoE on the ground. So if it's you who has that, run over here and right next to the wall, right directly opposite the tanks. The reason we stay right next to the wall and or over here and not say over here where I'm standing is that once he hits 95%, he will do a massive knockback, which if you're standing here next to the wall, will push you into that tower. If you're standing over here, it'll push you further back on the floor. If you're standing in between, it'll push you right over the edge.
So that's why it's key to be right where the DPS marker is.
Yep. Once he makes 95%, then we start phase 2. And be aware that this fight is so crazy that they've reduced the combat res timer from 5 minutes to 30 seconds. So we get a combat res every 30 seconds if we want one.
Oh my god, that sounds stressful if you're a
I
healer.
know. So phase 2 what I call the white circle phase is there will be a white circle that appears in one quadrant of the floor, not necessarily in the corner, but one corner-ish, and it'll be shrinking, and we all need to go stand inside that white circle. At the center of that white circle there will be an anchor drone, and that is our #1 DPS priority. We want to kill that thing as soon as we can. There will be a yellow circle that appears around it, and it'll be shrinking down. If the circle shrinks down all the way to nothing, then the droid explodes and does lots and lots of damage. So we want to get that down as fast as we can. Absolutely next DPS priority is the tether drone that's standing in the corner. I will try and pull that tether drone onto the anchor drone so that we can get some dot spreads and AoEs on it. Once the anchor drone goes down, blue circles will start falling, particularly on the tanks. So anybody who's held in place by the tether drone, a lot like the ones we just fought on the way here, will be stuck inside a blue circle getting dot damage, which is not a good thing. Once those two things are done, we want to get... There's a bunch of... Reg, can you take care of getting the shield down?
Yeah, that's why I want.
You seem to be pretty good at that.
That's why
Okay.
I decided to be ranged tonight.
Okay. The anchor drone, there will be energy drones and amplifier drones. Energy drones will be shooting random lasers at people. What we want to do, ideally, is to get it to shoot onto an amplifier drone, and then amplifier drones will be shooting random people, and what we want to do is get the amplifier drones to be shooting the boss. Sort of making a chain like we just made in the puzzle area. That will knock the shield down off the boss and allow us to DPS the boss for a few seconds before he puts the shield down, and rinse and repeat that phase about 4 times. So, anchor drone in the middle of the circle, tether drone, then get the shield down and beat up the boss. There will also be some hull cutters as little nuisance adds. Once we do that 4 times-ish, we start the Omni Cannon phase. He will shoot us with his Omni Cannon down to 30% of our health. There's nothing we can do about it, just don't panic. Stack up for group heals once that's done. There will be then a couple of tether droids, which we want to get down first. People who don't have tethers, always pick them up. We don't want to leave any tethers just lying around because they're useful for different things. And then after that, basically we DPS the boss as much as we can. After a while, he'll become interruptible. Every 2 seconds, he's doing a cast called Charged Omni Cannon, which will give him 2 stacks of Charged Omni Cannon. If he reaches 100 stacks, he will shoot us with the Omni Cannon and kill us all. So we want to stop him from getting to 100 stacks, so we want to interrupt him as much as we can. Call out interrupts, and put as much damage into him as we can, and interrupt him as much as we can. One of these towers next to him will have a glowing pink button on it, and that will shock him and reset the whole phase. So it'll take some of the health away from the boss, and also reset his stacks to 0. So we'll probably only need to do that once. If we don't do it in one phase like that, then it gets a little bit more complicated. Then we have to tether things, and I think we'll be able to do it within 1.5 phases. After that comes what I call the purple orb phase. There will be a purple orb with a circle around it that we want to stay inside the circle. DPS and heals stay inside the circle because it does boost your DPS and heals. Tanks will try and stay outside the circle because we'll be dropping blue circles, and we don't want that dropping on everybody. Someone with a tether, either the off tank or some DPS, at that point will do a useful thing. There'll be another set of energy drones and amplifier drones shooting lasers at things. So we want to tether or grapple all the amplifier drones right on top in a little pile, right on top of the energy drone. And everybody stand right up under the boss to DPS. That way we'll all be in a line so that whoever the amplifier drones are targeting, it'll always go through us and hit the boss every shot. If you get the cascade induction, just move backwards towards the center of the floor, and that'll keep you in a line, in the same line. So we'll maintain the red lasers on the boss at all times. So that fight goes pretty quick if we can get all those droids stuck together in a pile. After that will come the yellow circle phase, and the floor will be, he'll be flying around, the boss will be flying around shooting the rockets at us, 8 at a time. 8 out of 9. Like, there'll be a big pattern of a grid of 3x3 circles on the floor, shrinking down. Once the circles shrink down, missiles will hit each place there's a circle, so we want to run to where there's not a circle. So it'll either be one corner or one center of the wall or right in the center. You can't be healed after you get hit by a missile, so you want to be very careful to only get hit by one.
Can you,
Once that phase is over, then...
Can a healer cleanse
No.
the effect? No? Okay.
No. Once that phase is over, we're into the last phase, finally. What'll happen is there'll be a Gemini droid right in the center of the room, and that's friendly. And there'll be tether droids coming from the corners. Each DPS wants to sort of guard one corner and kill those tether droids as they come in. That phase lasts 2 minutes, so we just have to survive 2 minutes of this. So DPS kill the tether droids from the corners. There'll be these big green clouds floating through that ideally we want to grapple the Gemini droid around into the holes, into the spaces between those clouds. Also, tanks, there will be a row of mines coming from the edge, and what we want to do is get in behind that row of mines and grapple them over towards the outside of the floor. So there'll be tether droids to start that phase. After 60 seconds, there'll be another wave of tether droids. We want to get those down. At the end of another 60 seconds, there'll be another wave, but we kind of don't need to worry about those too much because the 2-minute timer will be basically over. And what'll happen right when the timer stops after 2 minutes, the whole floor will turn yellow, except just a little bit at the far corners away from the boss. We want to count to about 7 seconds before running up onto the safe corner, and then pop all your defenses. Because after the Omnican phase, this part here, the sidewalk around the edge, will become electrified and we won't be able to stand on it. So you want to count up to 7 seconds, pop defensives, and then go up to the edge. And as long as one person stays alive, then we win.
Some folks may know, but if you look at the corner right next to us, I mean, this isn't the one we'll want to go up to, but if you look at it, there's this little stand thing kind of right in the middle. If you walk into that and are positioned just right, you'll get a little marker above your character's head. If you get that, then you'll survive the big explosion.
Yeah, there'll be a little barrel looking thing right there, so that's exactly where you want to walk up to the center of that when you do go up after 7 seconds. So that's the whole fight. I'll be calling stuff out as we go.
So that was the long explanation, and the short explanation should just be I'll be calling stuff out.
Pretty much.
So keep an eye, that blue induction cascade will be happening basically the whole fight, so...
Threat drops in the beginning.
So there's the marker, you can see where you need to stand, just outside there. There it goes.
Jerit.
Jerit.
Jerit right.
Stand next to the wall.
The last of my ships have been severely damaged. I can no longer
Okay, back over here now.
support mortals.
Whoever gets the second one should just stay over there for the knockback.
Ochren.
Here we go.
Look for the white ring.
Shield coming down.
That's coming in. Circle.
Shield coming down.
No tanks. Stuck it
You
out.
might as well just
Eee.
Whoever had induction cascade killed me, so.
Yeah, once that anchor drone goes down, we want to spread out a little bit because circles will start falling on people. Induction cascade will go out, and the blue circles on the tanks as well.
with the caveat that this area is really big, so it's really, really easy to outrange your healers. They can't heal you.
Sure. I mean, don't run all the way around, but just, get out of a local AoE range.
Yeah.
When are we supposed to swap?
When,
There's not really a definite swap.
I think in the beginning, though, you two should swap right about when she starts speaking. So probably about 8 or 97% swap taunts. That way you both stay on the top of the aggro table.
Yeah, in the beginning section, I'm basically taunting here and there.
Reg.
Which,
The last of my ships have been severely damaged.
Okay, swap
I
taunts.
can no longer provide fire support, mortals.
also, when we're burning down the tether droids, always make sure and interrupt and or stun it, just because whoever's stunned will get released. Whoops.
What?
Let's get DPS up first.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Blue circle.
Ochren, you have induction. Res going out.
Shield coming down.
Res going out.
Stay reasonably grouped up for heals.
No.
What just happened?
Res going out. Jerit, you got the induction.
To the right.
Shield coming down.
Res going out. Jerit, you got induction.
Shield coming down. Nope. Crap. That'll come down. Okay, shield down. Yeah, the induction sucks.
With the induction and we'll be in the blue circle. At the same time, it's really hard to avoid both either.
Oh, totally.
Red, you got induction.
Shield coming down.
Mortals!
Okay.
Isaac's Omni Cannon has
Okay.
come online.
Everybody in the middle.
Weapon is
Heal
fully
for
charged
or
and
heals.
fired. You
Pick up
will
those
not
tethers.
survive. I am
You don't have
unlocking
one,
access
but
to
get
the
ready to
tower's
group up.
signal spires and disabling their safeguards.
Don't panic when our health
Activate
goes
the
down.
towers on either side of Isaac's. I calculate they will discharge through him and drain the Omni
Heads
Cannon's
first.
charge. Isaac's shield system is severely overloaded and minimally functional. If you concentrate fire, your weapon should
Can
now
you
be
stay
able
set for
to
heals?
bring the shield down for a few moments. With the shield down, you will be able to directly interrupt his charging processes.
Ochren.
Okay, onto the boss.
Anyone still doesn't have a tether, there's several.
Pull it interrupts. Got that one.
I got that one. Jerit, you got induction.
What do we need the tether lines for again?
In the last phase, we'll be tethering the Gemini droid around.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Also the mines.
Don't forget
Got that.
interrupts.
I did that one.
Jerit again.
Got that one.
Man, it really likes you, Jerit.
I've got the next one.
Next.
Look at next.
I got that one.
Oh yeah, Pyro, your
It's the next.
leap, your leap acts as a second interrupt, so you can do two in a row.
Reg. Induction.
I got next.
Next.
What are we trying to get him to? 68, 69?
64. And if you shock him at 64, then it puts him over the edge.
I got next. So we'll hopefully only have to shock him one time.
12 and 9. Isn't it really tricky to get the second one?
It involves a bunch of tethering. It's not super tricky. If you have to do more than twice, then we're in trouble.
$82 sacks.
The button's on the right side. I got next.
I'll get the next one.
Okay. I did that.
I'll get next.
Ochren. Induction.
Yeah, go ahead and shock him.
Okay.
Okay, same thing again. There'll be ads. He won't shoot us first this time.
Well, at least there's that.
Yeah.
Ads. Ads.
Jared,
Somebody pass me a tether. Thank you.
There's one sitting there on the ground.
I'll grab it after.
I'll get that one.
Tether's connected.
Rich.
I got. Yep.
So once he makes 64, then we can just shock him when this phase is over. And we're to the purple orb phase.
Do 63 just to be safe.
Jared.
Okay, shock him. Shock coming up.
Okay. I'm off tank right now, so I will pile up the amplifier drone.
Okay, now stay away from the edge here because it hurts. It's electrified.
Yeah, the sidewalk is electrified now.
of overcharging or overusing them.
So everybody pile up under the boss. Except the tanks.
You always want to stay out of the middle if you can as a tank.
Oh, there's telegraphs now.
all colors.
Jerit induction.
So move backwards towards the pile of droids there.
Man. Yeah, I was healing you from pretty much non-stop and still couldn't keep up. I'm not
Wyllym,
sure
can you
that-
stay more towards more in the group?
Induction.
These guys down, I'm being so quiet.
That's going out. Sorry, I thought I got that
Coming
earlier.
out of it on the ass. These things keep going for me. Okay, I'm good.
Reg.
Okay, same thing again. Stand under the box. Pyro, can you... Here, I'll top these things.
Still got 8% to go.
Ochren induction.
Should be flying away right away.
Ochren. Cascade again.
Here we go. Okay. Now we're into the next phase.
Take it.
Watch the floor. Get to the middle.
Center. Stay right here.
Mortals! The Omni Cannon is almost repaired. We will not
It-
succeed at our present velocity. I have identified an alternate strategy involving makeshift ordnance. I must directly jam Isaac's sensors or his countermeasures will destroy it
Far
mid-flight.
corner
to the left.
Jamming will require my full attention. You must protect me at all costs and keep me within range.
Edge. Opposite edge to the left. Okay, DPS, guard your corners.
Get Jared up.
You have 2 minutes.
Can we heal the Gemini droid?
I've
Yes.
heard you could.
To the droids of the main priority right now.
You can focus target her and watch the countdown. And watch out for these big blue.
Whoa. Hang in there halfway through.
To the droids.
Pull the George. Oh, it's 40 seconds.
$15 seconds. 9, 8, we're almost there. Stay alive long enough. 1, okay, yellow coming. Okay, everybody at the corner.
1, 2, 3, 4,
What's
5.
going to be great is if Jared's the only one that
7.
survives.
Okay, pop all defensives. Pop all
Isaac is
defensives.
severely damaged but still functional. I cannot provide timely support. You
And
must
winner
finish
is?
Isaac's before he can fire the Omni Cannon.
Us.
Hey, we stood at the right spot.
Oh, did we do it?
We did it.
We did it.
Whew.
There we go.
Ta-da.
And you guys got Dodge Claw too.
Yeah.
Just return to area start, sometimes it's quicker.
It's hard to find bodies in here.
I think I died out the corner.
What do mean
If you
they're
die
like-
in the middle, yeah, no telling where you.
I also got with a little help from my friends.
Which one's up? Yeah, it's definitely nuts for sure, I agree.
I can't imagine what that's like in a harder difficulty. Or correction, I don't want to imagine how hard that is. Disintegrates, oh boy. Okay, I'll take the boost.
But that's what we call a one-shot.
Yep.
With a little help from my friends is the 40 group activities achievement that gives you what's her face if you don't already have her.
Man, it sure had it out for you tonight, Jared.
No kidding.
Alright.
But there, we got a few more people there. We got some the Sheen achievement and Dodge Claw.
Woo.
some of that was my fault at the end. I was trying to cover the tether droids, but ignoring the mines until it was almost too late.
So in hard mode, this isn't the end. Isaac's pops back up and you have to finish DPSing him down after. So you basically got to survive this phase.
Oh, I have a main head for this character. Okay, I'll read on both of those. Pass.
Yeah, you have to have enough people left over at the end to finish DPSing Isaac.
And I've
Almost
heard
every time
Isaac's
we've done it, we've only had like 1 or 2.
I've heard after you DPS down Isaac's, it collapses and its pilot jumps out, and it turns out it's Kefis.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
I wish.
Kefis.
Spoiler alert, don't tell anyone.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much for coming and for staying late, everybody. That was great.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for leading.
Absolutely my pleasure.
As you see, it's a bit of a pain in the butt, but it's fun at the same time.
Some of those fights are really fun. I love Nahut.
Just wait until we have.
Nice job, Wyllym.
Just wait until I get to title one of these episodes Alddoras' Op, and I get to lead.
We can let you do that.
Well, I think we know what Op we're running then.
You see?
Yeah. Temple of Sacrifice?
Sure.
Hard mode.
Alright, well,
Well,
guys.
thanks, all that was fun. This guy's gonna turn into a pumpkin here, so.
Alright, guys, so thank
that
you,
what happens to
Jawas, so
Canadians
much
on
for
Labor Day?
watching. That was a
Yeah.
really tough op, but we did it. So I will see you guys in the next one.
Knew it.